Let us look at those states where the local vigilantes have risen and they are doing a great job, sequel to issue of Fulani militia. Of course, we understand that those states came to the front burner the other time when we had the issue of Edo 14, Edo 16. And this time around, we are seeing the vigilantes in that state, of course, rising to the occasion to challenge the dexterity with which the Fulani militias operate. I will allow you to watch some video to buttress this point. The first one has to do with the vigilantes catching up with a Fulani militia, of course, who confessed that they hibernate in the bush where they came for their nefarious activities. Shortly after that, we'll be watching another video that captured moments. Some vigilantes from Edo State who were combing the bush discovered a tent, a community, not just a tent, settlement of Fulani in the forest of some communities. And this they did without the consent of the community. So the first of all, before we go further, let us watch that video that captured moment vigilantes uncovered Fulani tent in the forest in Edo State. We'll come back after this time out.
This is Fulani camp inside forest. This is Edo State Security Network on Bush Kobe. Yes, this is where they stay. This is their heart. Fulani camp at Esan West local government in the village called Battery village now. Ishuliri. In the camp called Ishuliri. This is their camp, Fulani camp, where they stay. It's evil at the local government. Okay, Agbade. Okay, this is Agbade. We entered through Esan West and finally landed ourselves at Agbade. This is a camp where the Fulani stays. Look at it. Look at it. This is where they stay. These are members of State Security Network. Member of State Security Network in their camp at Agbede Anzis in the Edo State local government, in the Edo State of Nigeria. Agbede Anzis. This is where the states constitute evil. Now look at them. Look at their children. Look at their children. Look at their children. Look at one of their wife, their mother. Hey, mother. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. A camp where the Fulanis settle down inside the forest in Edo State. This is Agbede Anzis. Kai, look at this. Look at their house. Look at their buildings. Look at their houses. They constructed by themselves where they live inside a tropical forest. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them.
So you are welcome back. Looking at this discovery by the local vigilante in Edo State as it has to do with a Fulani settlement in the forest. And of course, this they do without the consent of the community. It is quite disturbing how some people will be traveling from community to community, from state to state, and hibernating in someone's forest without his consent. Don't forget that even before now, we had a situation where even the government at the center have acknowledged that these are Fulani personnel who come from all the way from Mali, from Burkina Faso, from Niger, and find their way in Nigeria. And of course, the government always use excuse of our porous borders. But let me quickly say that porous border is not an excuse, because as a government, you should have what it takes to police all the borders. And the way it is, we understand that Fulani, of course, they came into this country in sometime 14th century. But today, from what we are seeing, they're actually posing a serious threat to security of lives and property in Nigeria. And unfortunately, what we see to here that happens in the northern part of the country is already here with us in the south. I will allow you to watch the other video, the moment a driver succeeded in leading to the arrest of a Fulani militia, who of course confessed that his colleagues are in the deep forest. And of course, that even if they try to arrest him or even take him to the authorities, that people have done that in the past and that he have always have a way of being released. Quite unfortunate what the situation will find ourselves. Watch and see what transpired in that video. We'll come back to further this conversation.
Good morning, Nigerians. I am in my hometown, Anegbete, in Isako Central Local Government. This is the net these kidnappers put on the highway so that when the vehicle or when any vehicle is coming, the net will just enter the vehicle, roll the tires, and probably the vehicle will not be able to run again, and the kidnappers will just come automatically. They will block the person and they will kidnap the person. So as at last night, there is this Fulani kidnapper, a boy, it's a Fulani by tribe, as I'm seeing him, because they have spoken to him. He said he's Fulani. Him and himself, him and his gang, they tried to kidnap somebody who was coming to Anegbete last night. And the person, knowing fully well that things like that are about to happen, when he entered the net, he started driving with speed. And the speed was able to cut off the net, but one of them jumped on the vehicle, dragging the steering with the guy. And the man drove with speed and he brought the guy to Anegbete because the guy held the vehicle very tight. When he brought the vehicle to Anegbete, fortunately, the vigilante group were able to block them. They were on duty. They were able to block. I think that's the chairman, it's Mr. Monday Osigala. They were able, the vigilante group, they were on duty. And they blocked them
not around
that last night. And they were able to apprehend the guy. I'm going there right now. People will see the Fulani guy we are talking about. Funny enough, the funniest thing now is this, that when this guy was apprehended last night, that when this boy was apprehended last night, he has been boasting that he has been to area command and that they have always released him. That criminals will never finish in Nigeria, and that no matter how they torture him, he is not going to say anything. So now you say no matter what the police do, you not go talk anything, Abi. You not go talk, and you go continue to the thief. You now continue to the kidnap people.
Nah so.
You not going to do like that.
You no go fit come, ma.
The head.
Even though they carry anything, they no go fit come.
They no go fit come well on a day.
They no fit shop that money. They no fit carry anything. They go kill Bature.
How many of you now?
Now the one Jalil with my own second one. Now 3 will be.
Which bush una dey?
Now you know say now the same place we dey with the Jalil.
Who be Jale?
The one why they kill in Nebo, the one why they kill Batu, they carry Batu, they go Libya, go na my own Ethiopia. They say the one.
But na Nigeria be you be, I be na Nigeria you be.
Me na Nigeria I be.
You be Nigeria. Which state?
Na where state where I dey.
Which state you be? Be Katsina, be Kado, I be where you be?
For both place. No be say na him na. Yesterday, no be here, they come and come. You see clothes why they come.
Because what I am saying right now, before I finish this video, and this boy is saying right now that no matter what they do to him, he is never going to confess. That they are deeply inside the bush, inside the forest, and that people cannot get there.
So, having watched that video, the question that comes to mind is, what is the way forward? What is the way out of this quagmire? I think it has to do with rejigging of the security architecture. It has to do with, of course, integrating the locals into the security arrangements, because all crime is local. We have seen that the command and control system of the current security architecture in Nigeria is not working. It's a situation where all the command comes from Abuja. And currently, as we have it, even the commissioner of police in a state is not answerable to the governor of that state. And the governor goes by the name the governor and the chief security officer of the state. The police commissioner, the director general of DSS in the state, and all the security heads in the state obviously report to the office of the National Security Advisor, who in turn reports to the Mr. President. I'm not saying we should do away with the federal policing system, but of the view that the issue of security that is on exclusive legislative list should be removed from exclusive legislative list and placed in the concurrent list, so that both National Assembly and the State House of Assembly can have power to legislate over it. Because the other time, when the Southwestern states came up with the idea of Amateku, and they were able to make the State House of Assembly in the region to pass laws establishing Amateku. But unfortunately, they could not bear arm because the issue of bearing arm is a very big one. And we understand that the Office of the National Security Advisor has the power to give an end-user certificate that empowers anyone to procure and deploy arms in Nigeria. Hence, that power is not rested in the office of the governor. Of course, it was difficult for them to bear arms. And once they cannot bear arms, it is difficult to combat this crime at that level. Because we understand that these people go about with sophisticated weapons. If you with all the videos that are made round, you can understand that we are dealing with a formidable force. The other video where the kidnappers kidnapped someone from Zamfara State, initially though they said he was the younger brother to the governor, a sibling of the governor, though the governor have come out to say, no, this is not my sibling. But the point I'm making here is, looking at the looking at the gun displayed in that video, you go to show that if you must deal with this issue, you need that category of weapon, or even above what those kidnappers were parading. So at this point, what is paramount is we must, as a matter of urgency and necessity, have state police. And to do this is to tinker with the grand norm, talking about the constitution, because it is issue of constitution. Currently, there is no constitutional provision for state police. And we understand that the National Assembly is tinkering with the idea of constitutional amendment. I think they should incorporate state police into that arrangement, so that going forward, the state government will be empowered to establish state police and them for the purpose of combating crime and criminality, because that is the only way the communities can heave a sour relief. And it's quite disturbing a situation where you see Fulani militias, or rather Fulani under the umbrella of Magban or Militias, coming to communities outside their states, establishing vigilante groups. I understand it's a part of Delta State that is happening currently, and it's disturbing. The government of those states must rise to the occasion to address it, because before it becomes a big issue.
See, we are Nigeria. See, I come a long way. See, yesterday we don't say Fulani expert for yesterday. We say they carry their cow in a peaceful atmosphere, but now it's like they are in a violence mood now, because they don't go with weapon, and not to say, not to take it away. See, just like what you have just alleged, because you can't come to a person's house just like that without the person giving you the underground of that area. You see what is happening in Plateau, what is happening in Pedro. You see, they are insider. See, just like Iromi, they are insider. The other day after the Iromi massacre, a friend of mine, very close, my brother, he was telling me about the reality of that atmosphere, which is Iromi. He said the knowledge of Iromi, which is the person of Asherem. He said acres, millions of acres, he gives to the Fulani express. You understand? Acres, he gives acres to the Fulani express to rear their cow unexpectedly. Just imagine. See, and you know the consequences of that situation. At the end of the day, see what is happening there. They now marry, kidnap, they drove you out of the farm. At the end of the day, those vigilantes now apprehended some of them. At the end of the day, they were claiming that they are hunters. See, let us be frank with ourselves. Yoruba say to Kuroto Jeff, see what is happening in our neighborhood, Nigeria completely. You see, the monarch, they are involved. If they are not involved, those people can never get that superpower to penetrate. You see, if you come to my environment, if you are a stranger, we monitor your movement. We know whether you are right or wrong. We monitor your movement. But at the end of the day, when you now see that the urbans or the thing in that environment not associated with them, you see, sometimes you will find some those. We will find some those bandits or some those Fulani in the palace of the palace. They happen them there. At the end of the day, they kill the people all in the name of money, because now it's just like Nigeria is watching money now. See, element of the graceful attitude, the price that people away because of money. At the end of the day, are they going to go to heaven with the money?
But when the NOG perhaps collect money and give land, does he share the money with the people?
You see, when you say share the money to the people, all those I see, there is different type of character. So there's a character that will never even send you message. They do their own on their own. They will mind you. They have men that will mind you if you oppose. You understand? You see, it's a very long time. Atrocity in that atmosphere, that also the name don't ring many times from my ear at the end of all the atrocity. It's a mafia. It's a mafia, and some mafia doesn't care about his own brother, talk less about the community. If you really care about the community that you are living, you are guiding, you have to safeguard their life and property. But in the other side, when you now look and say you are watching people, you compromise. And people will be dying every day. Before you know, millions don't die. So there must be a deep thoughtful investigation about our kings, our Oba, our ballet, because without them giving the knowledge or the assurance, you can't accommodate people that will come and kill. So there's a link between them and the rulers of that community. Let
me go ask you this question, Olua. There is a place in Edo State where the community, the military is destroying the buildings in the community. Where that man went there recently, and according to people in that community, they say Fulani is killing people and they're fighting Fulani. The military now came in and started destroying people's houses. And according to that man, while he was there, some Fulani came out. He said he used wisdom, that if not for the wisdom he used, I'll speak Hausa to them, that the Fulani people that came there would have started attacking people. It's like everyone said it's under siege.
See, the beginning of this violence, the head of it was that Urume 16. If, for example, the government and the people in that community stay together and unite themselves in the rifle line, see, those things will not be occurrency. Just what I'm telling you now. See, the king in that environment, he gives them millions of land. So giving them millions of land, you are not giving them authority to step on your people. It's like they are selling themselves. Without selling themselves, you can't see. They are divided. Each as a whole, there are different parts of it. Me and from you see, in my own environment, I don't think we tolerate those type of atrocities. We don't give.
The same Enogi of Uromi is the same person Oshomole suspended while Oshomole is governor. It's like he's having so many controversies.
You see, I'm telling you, see, my own brother give me the itoto of this man. This man is nowhere to be found. You understand? Keeping that kind of person in a high profile position. The people is in danger. They're danger.
Does it mean the man like money or what?
You see, money is part of it, because number one is money, because people want to get trillions because they don't serve the will of the money against the will of the people. You can see Osimole suspended him years ago. See, conspiracy was atrocity. Even though my uncle told me a month ago that there was some time they found some criminal inside his palace. Inside palace, they were looking for us. See, that man in my own situation, he had his own claim. See, they should checkmate the situation, check his characteristic, investigate him, because we have support everywhere.
If I may go ask this question, you know the other time when we had the issue of Edo 16, you said we cry no more, execute the executor.
Yes.
But now you look and see the executor have taken over Edo State.
It's like the executor, they not give them the upper hand when the number one citizen of the state now went to the palace of the center of Sokoto and not telling and not prostrating, begging. It not allowed the executor to come and invade and apprehend. So you have to stand up and defend yourself. But I know at the end of the day, I don't think they can be able to overpower all of those things because they are men and they are women of caliber, that will stand and say injustice enough of it. Because what we are seeing, there are some element inside us that's giving information to them to come and do and undo.
Now, in all of this, what is the role of the Oba in trying to solve the problem?
You see, it's a gone are the days of Oba Benin. You understand what I'm saying? See, you read about the history of the Oba Benin. You see, Oba Benin is one of the respected monarchs in Nigeria traditional constitution. But now, it's like this one now. I don't know whether he have the capacity or he dancing to the dance of illegality. You see, yesterday he said, he said, you see, when he was ruling, the days of Abacha, when the city military administrator says he asked, you know what happened? That was a commander, Navy administrator. At the end of the day, he and the family, they were going, they get an accident and they all perish. See, you can't touch about Benin. You can't, before you can even see him, it's difficult. But now, it's like the other politicize everything. So you have to
politicize everything.
Yeah, politicize everything. So it's not fearable anymore. You understand? So the power is not limited.
But the Oba can call the governor to order as the royal father of the state, and maybe advise the governor or others to address it.
You see, you have to do it, but now it's like, you see, when you're bad, you have to, you command, and your command receive instruction and they obey you. But now it's like, things fall apart.
I said the word of this current Oba is no longer an injunction in Edo State.
It's not active as the former was. Let us be frank with ourselves. It's not active. It's like he's a son. Maybe somewhere America, they brought him after the late father, they brought him. So you see, those Darlington, I don't think he's 100% with him.
Like I ask this question, what is your advice to the Edo State government, seeing that this is happening to your state?
See, my advice to him is you should sit tight and let the environment, especially those ologies, call them together. What is really happening? Enter into them, and you must see the truth out of it. Because come before your heart. Because I know that Fulani after that, they say they come with trailers to come and do what? To come and revenge. And you are sitting there and you are opening your eye. Do the needful and peace will reign. Because I don't say it's the habit of Nigeria, but today it's like the house is divided.
When you say do the needful, does the needful amount to executing the executor?
See, you don't think executing the executor. Let your people, your indigenous, let them be sincere to themselves. Let them erase that monetary apparatus. Because of money, you want to, someone will come from nowhere and buy with million. Now you don't give it illegal information to eliminate your people. At the end of the day, everybody's crying. So let us abolish that money system and do the needful and let our people be safe.
I must say, thank you for that. This is a good place to be.
God bless you. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. This is South Lamida and Mr. Moscow.